Hello everybody, I just want to say thanks for tuning in and actually checking this out. This is for Navia Drapt. Yeah, I know it's spelled D-R-A-T-P, but everywhere I've looked online it says Drapt is the proper way to pronounce it. This is like a game from Bandai, and it's almost kind of a chess game, and it's miniatures, and it's for two people. You can actually get two different starter sets. This is starter set 1, and you can get another one called that's starter set 2, and it's in a blue box. We'll get the reflection off there a little bit. And I've actually never really played this game. The reason why I buy it is because of the miniatures I've been using for Dungeons and Dragons. But I did want to show everybody because I couldn't find much information about this. And so when you flip it open, it has a little bit of a history of the world of Navia. And in the chessboard itself, you get one painted miniature, which you'll see right away. And on the back, it kind of shows you what the setup is. So when you open this up, you get the board, and the board is basically a chessboard. It's smaller, it's not nearly as wide and as many spaces, but it is a flip out, and both sides have it. There's graveyard, there's your like almost like a mana pool, I would think. There's a vault, and both players have the same on each side. But the reason why I got this is because of these minis. Remember, this is just a starter set, and it's a game that didn't last very long. They came out with 2 starter sets, and then at one point they combined the 2 starter sets so you could just buy a 2-player game, and then you could buy additional minis which came out in booster packs, and there was at least 2 expansions. So outside of the minis that you get in the starter set, there should be probably 32 or 34 other miniatures that you can add to the game. So when you open it up, you get your rule book, and there's some fluff about the history. It tells you how to set up the game, gameplay, and there's more than one way to win the game. Like and so instead of totally eliminating the other person, you can also win by points. But that's in there, and each mini actually comes with its own card, and each card has a little bit of information on what they can do, because they all have special abilities. It will show their movement, their name, probably their number in their series, or how many points maybe, and then like Navia, a player who executes Navia Drapt wins the game. So if you actually end up killing my token of Navia Estelle, then you would win the game. It almost looks like, I guess the best way I can explain it is probably mana, like as in Magic the Gathering, but they have like little stones. There's clear, there's blue, and then there's one big amber. It looks like the pawns are actually like little gravestones, and then it also has a couple of these red ones. These are like in a chessboard, I guess they'd be more like the pawns, I guess. But then when you get into the actual characters, these are where it makes the game. We'll get nice and close. So the sculpts are very unique, very kind of sci-fi, dungeony, Numenera, Dungeon Dragons kind of sculpts. And when you look at the bases, these things on the bottom, they'll tell their movement space, and then you can flip it over to maybe their attack. I don't know, I haven't actually read the rules. What I'm going to do is just cut them off the bases, mount these on actual miniature bases, and I use it for D&D or other role-playing games. But I wanted to show everyone that if you're looking for other miniatures to add to your game, this is definitely one of those outlets that you should look into. And they're all very unique. They're almost like bosses or or NPCs that you could use for your games. And especially because you don't recognize them, they can be anything that you want. So, like for example, when you have some people who are metagamers on your table, if you throw it on an elemental, everyone knows what an elemental is. Even if they try and roleplay that they don't, they do. But if you throw it down something like this, which they don't know, now it adds a lot more uniqueness to your game. Out of the set, the only ones that actually come painted is the actual Navia main figure. And it's just an anime girl, and she probably, I can't use her for the actual Dungeons & Dragons, but it's nice that they at least added one mini. But for example, you'll see this miniature in another thing. This is one that I painted up very quickly and just remounted onto another figure base, and now we have a figure for the table. There is a little bit of information online, so if you are interested in this game, you can go to eBay and definitely pick these up, or even check your local Craigslists or whatever. These games are definitely haunting people's closets, so I'm sure to find them won't be that hard. And I just wanted to give everyone a quick look of what you would get in a box, and if something like this interests you, either for the game itself or what I do for miniatures for your RPG. Well, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this.